Hey guys, so now we're going to fix the error that we have with this. So let's take a look at this. A new post. Do I have that? Okay. And test post. This is the third time I record this. I don't know why today I cannot speak. So my tongue is, stumbling. So, or however that word is said. So let's go to the page number 2, and if we select this one and go to edit panel and delete, okay, you will see that this is the response from the server, which is just an empty array. Remember that we have a filter, or we're using the server-side pagination, and we're storing, and this is part of the problem, we're storing the current page and making a request, not but this application, and making a request for that, but because we already deleted what we had on that page, okay, so now we return only, or the API is only returning this empty array. So everything is working fine, but it's not functionality that we want to show to the user, because if they click here, everything is reset and everything works correctly, but we want the code to do it automatically. So let's go. I already added the imports of the HTTP client from Angular Common HTTP and the private. Okay, I added the instance here in order to speed up a little thing this, because as I said, this is the third time I record this. So let's do this. Let's go around the line 51 and 53 inside this if statement that is checking the current page, and let's delete all that and let's save it. We're going to rebuild this from scratch, okay, for you to see the changes. Okay, so now it's going to be this.posts equals to this.api service.getPosts. So we're going to use again the local storage.getItem in order to use the current page to receive the posts. Now, since that is an observable, we can use pipe, and inside this pipe we're going to use map again to map the response. This is something similar that we already had in the code, but I decided to delete it all. So this is going to go inside here, and we're going to check if the response data, that length, for some reason it doesn't show the IntelliSense. So if let me just check this, because something that, no, it doesn't show. Well, we know that this is an array and it has the length property, so this should work. I mean, this is going to work because I already did it in my other application. So we're going to create two variables. I will not worry too much about the names. So let's see, it's going to store the local storage that get item current item or current page, sorry, value. So we are going to store that inside the C. The other one is going to be n, and it's going to subtract 1 to that C, that is the current value or the current page. Then we're going to parse that value, the C, because we're going to use it as far as I remember. We are going to use it, but maybe not here. Well, let's keep it there, because I remember I did this before, but I can't remember if I actually used the parse, because I'm storing that inside that C. So we might actually not need to do that. Okay, so let's local storage that remove item. We're going to remove the current page that we have, so we are no longer stuck. with that current page. Now I'm going to build this just like this, because in the other videos I display this error or what happens with the subscription. But since I think you are intermediate, you should know why I'm using a promise and why, well, I'm doing what I'm doing. So this.http client that get, so we need to fetch again inside this new promise. So let me just grab that. We need to fetch again using the new number that we have for the page. Okay, that's why we store that inside this end variable on line 47. And since this is an observable, we're going to use the map, and we're going to get the response data, and we're going to loop for it. So we're going to use for each, in this case, post type any. So we're going to receive each post and push it into this underscore post variable that we already have. Okay, so we push each post of type any. If you're using an interface, you can plug your interface there. Now this total count is going to be equals to what we already had. So let's actually grab this one. Okay, so we're going to generate a new array in order to set the pages inside the pagination. After this, we can use local storage to set the item again for the current page and pass the current page that we have, that is the end. Because remember, we're going to start now with again a set of 3, and if you are wondering what if this returns 0, you can check if this returns 0 and make the request using just 1. Okay, and just like that, set the end to 1 and do it. So you should be able to do it. So we are here and we're going to subscribe to this, and inside the subscription we're going to resolve this promise for it to work. Okay, so let me just remove some spacing, and we are inside an if statement. No, inside this one. So this is the if statement, and we're going to use an else there, but of course we need to return the posts so we can use it. Okay, because we are using posts inside this async this ng4 using the async pipe. So we need to respond with the post again. Now inside the else, just let me scroll down a little bit. Okay, inside the else, we know that we don't have at this point the current page, so we do the next response data that for each post of type any and we simply push those posts into the underscore post that we have. Again, set the total count. Let me just copy that and return the posts. So this should be like this. So let me just get that there so I can see my code. Okay, sorry, so this is not inside the for each, this is outside this. So let me just paste it back. So we're going to push and then set again the total count in order to get the pages that we want to display. So let's save this and let's take a look. So it's going to have an error here because, as I said before, NodeMon is matching the TS files inside this application, okay, and that's why it's restarting the server. So let's go to new post. Let's say a new post for testing. Let's copy all this, let's paste it, let's choose file, this one, open, submit, and we have this. So let's try actually to delete it. It has a ton of, okay, let's try it. Edit panel, delete post, and you can see the current page is set to 1 and we are now inside the first set, meaning this is the first page. So if we do this, so let's actually add again something at this point. It's just for testing the next set. So let's say open, submit, okay, let's go there, new post, whatever again, choose file, let's add this one. That's why I have some files there. As you can see, since we have the current page set to 2, we are still in the page number 2. So new post, whatever, add it there, choose file, let's add a new one, which is going to be maybe this one, open, and submit. Okay, so we have now 3 here and 3 here. So the next one that we add is going to go to the page number 3. So let's say new post, whatever, choose file, and let me select one that we don't have yet. This one, submit, and as you can see, it goes to the page number 3. So if we click this one, edit panel, delete post, you can see we have the current page number 2 and we are here now in the page number 2, so everything is working. As I said before, let me just take a look at this. If you are afraid that this is going to be 0 at some point, just check for the 0 and let's go to the service so you can see how we are sending that. Where is my service? Here. So this is the first one, and you can see that you can actually, well, it's not responding with null. Of course, we're not sending null. You can say if this is equal to 0, if n, you should already know this, if n is equals to 0, well, but yeah, let's say n equals to 1, and just like that, use n and, you know, make it work. So or in case, because at that point, okay, it's refreshing again because I saved, and that's why it's refreshing the server too. So this should work now again, okay? And we are still on page number 2. Let's go to page 1, okay, and we have the set for the page 1. Or you can, if this is 0, and we have no pages, meaning that the pages that the server is responding is 0 again, or is 0, then you can show a template or something that says, you know, something, this is pretty used in UX, in order to tell a user that they can add posts, add some vector, some message, or something like that, instead of showing just an empty space. But again, that is your task if you want to do it. If not, then this is the end of this series. So we actually use several things that we, well, that maybe you haven't used before, some behaviors that you need to be aware of in this kind of applications. So if you want more content similar to this, just check the channel. I have other Angular courses that you might be interested. If you're starting with RxJS, I have another course that is Angular, Firebase, and RxJS that you will see how to start using RxJS in a working application, okay, instead of using just simple, simple things that aren't going to take you nowhere. So that's it, and if you like it, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one.